This is The Long Shot. Come hell or high water. Tonight's episode, what is a mushroom haircut? And now, please welcome the hosts of The Long Shot, Sean Conroy, Amber Kenny, and Jamie Flam, with special guest, Jamie Flam. Thank you so much. Welcome to The Long Shot. It is a podcast. My name is Sean Conroy. With me today on the show, Amber Kenny is here.
Whoa!
I said Amber Kenny is here.
Whoa! Hello.
And making a rare, unscheduled, unexpected appearance, the legendary, the man himself, the man with a plan, a canal, Pana. Jamie Flam is here.
It's a privilege to be back. It's so great to see you both.
Is it really a privilege or is it a right?
I would say a privilege.
It's definitely a privilege. Not everybody has the right to be on this podcast.
Most billions of people don't have the right.
True. Well, let's get into it. I feel like I have so much to talk about.
You're in like a clubhouse.
Right.
There's a ladder.
There's a ladder. I'm in a clubhouse. There's so much. That thing is back there. That dish rack is up against the refrigerator back there.
Oh yeah. What's that about?
What's that about? But first things first, right? We haven't seen this motherfucker in so fucking long. Let's find out what the fuck is going on with Jamie fucking Flam.
Oh boy. I don't know, how long has it been? I mean,
it's been a long, long time. And I'm really looking forward to getting just a litany of all the stuff that's been going on with you, like a long, long reciting and recounting of everything. The adventures, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the moment of truth, the hero's journey, all the things that have happened since the last time.
Let's go straight to my meeting with the Oracle, who gave me one of the biggest challenges of my life. And if I got through that challenge, only then would I complete the journey of knowing myself.
So tell us about that moment. I mean, I know you're speaking metaphorically, but what's the truth of that?
I'm trying to think now.
Campbell said, sorry, go ahead.
If I think through the timeline, what would the Oracle moment be? It might be that I was the Oracle all along.
God damn it, Jamie.
Well, I'm not even kidding, but I mean, I think we're all oracles. It's not trying to put me on a Oracle pedestal.
Can I just tell you something? Yeah. I make my class check in every week. Like I teach a bunch of classes now, and Zoom is so weird, so you don't really see people and whatever. And I'm like, I want these guys to sort of get to know each other a little bit and work together. And you make acquaintances in class, and those become the people that hire you later on and all that stuff. So I have them every week. All like, what went on this week? And first week it's kind of putting people on the spot, but after that they get it, and they're like, well, here's what. And last week, one of the classes in like the fourth week, they were all like, well, I didn't really, nothing happened this week. And I literally wrote on my pad where I take notes every class, I wrote a class full of Jamies.
I take that as an honor.
It's a privilege.
It's a right.
That is a right. I don't know how long it's been, but in preparing for this podcast, I went through 2 months of journal entries to kind of cobble together some sort of story. And I guess the big notes would be that September was one of the more awful months of my life, as far as anxiety and stress. And I think the main kind of bullet points for that were we reopened the theater in July, and July and August were like, July was like, oh my God. I mean, we've all been through this, by the way, obviously, but
we're back, baby, and nothing will ever go wrong ever again.
It was like a 5-minute window that happened. If you remember, it was literally when I was about to have people to my apartment to have my birthday.
I know, and then you uninvited us.
That's right.
So sad. Because they were like, the news headlines was like everyone dying.
It was literally that day. Yeah. It's like, God,
yeah.
I laugh about it.
The tragedy of the day of my birth.
The world at large.
Yeah. So Jamie, you were excited to be back, but then it's become more difficult.
Was it?
And then August, it was like a little bit less than July, and then September was like, I felt like every day, like shows were canceling and like big shows.
I believe
were
it's actually, and it turned out to be true this time. It's actually September, right? Like everything kind of got chopped down.
Is that a reference to the Immaculatized calendar?
The calendar? Yeah,
the calendar.
Absolutely.
That is also known as a calendar, and I'm honestly, my heart.
Like
both of you know that. Of course, it's a calendar.
Like, what is that?
Why would you say September? That's my thing on my calendar. Oh, wait.
No, that's so adorable.
Well, to be fair, we did have a letter from somebody recently asking that you be made aware that you should use the term September, which is a spelling Timbre, timbre, Anyway, it was on our minds recently. So,
well, the Dynasty put out a calendar last year, and now we're working on we're making it an annual thing. But taking cues from the
like
calendar,
a crazy idea to make a calendar an annual thing.
But in September of 2021 is September. It's Suttenbehr or something like that.
So lost. No idea. I need it. Like, can you type it out?
Is that because of the guy who landed the plane on the Hudson River?
Oh, Sully?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, but that's a nickname. I'm putting it, I think it's on.
Jamie, why is your calendar Satangle?
Hey, that's even worse than I expected. What?
I think going for worse was the idea. Like, what am I looking at?
What does it mean?
Yeah, what the fuck is it?
It just means September, but it's a funny way of looking at it and seeing it.
September.
Just so everybody knows what Jamie put in the chat, it said Suttenbear. So it's just nonsense at this point. No basis in reality.
It's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Was there like a picture of a bear?
I do think all the months had different weird names, but yeah, I think there's a bear somewhere on there.
Wait,
so you're saying, sorry, go ahead, Amber.
Look, I think we're probably going to circle around the same idea. But the main thing of a calendar is that it's a universal way that everyone knows what day it is, what month it is. And it's a
code of information to share with other people.
It's an interesting choice to be like, I want none of that.
I think it's playing to the intelligence of our audience, and that they're able to make the leap from because the numbers, I will have you know,
they stay the same. What about like Wednesday? Is that like or something?
When we take a break, I will find the calendar because now I'm curious. But my guess is that they're not.
Jamie, it was great to see you. I'm glad you came to see the dentist. So we'll see you again on March 16th.
You're like, I don't know what that means.
Yes,
March
that's what I meant.
March was merch. So that's a little bit closer.
That's cool.
And then we did.
Yeah, very cool.
Thanks. Very cool.
Was that right? Were we circling around the same idea, Sean?
Well, yeah. I mean, mine was more like, it's in the same area. Like there's a Venn diagram where they both intersect, but mine was like, are you just making up random shit for the name of 3 months?
Is there like a theme?
I think the theme is that it's all nonsense, but it's still a usable calendar, and it's a beautiful calendar with a lot of pictures of performers and things that happened at the theater, and it comes with a nail. That was a big selling point. That we're the only calendar that I know of that comes with a nail.
Are you allowed to buy the calendar in other months besides merch, or can you only buy it in merch?
You certainly can buy it in any month.
Or is the name merch not connected to the idea of merch?
It actually is connected to the idea of merch. And I think there's some promo codes for Dynasty t-shirts and such.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked about it in a while. We are starting to work on the new one. And this is helping kind of jog my memory for our approach.
Are you going to keep the same nonsense names, different nonsense names?
12 new nonsense names that we've already come up with.
Wow. Nice. And like we finally cracked the code and we switch it up on you.
I mean, it's such a hack stand-up premise, but can you imagine the meeting where they were kicking around ideas for the names of months that they were going to put in the new Dynasty typewriter calendar?
I don't think that's hacky.
Sutton Bear.
I'm gonna see.
Yes, that's it. That's it. You nailed it. You nailed it, Jamie. Sutton Bear.
Do you want a little preview of next September?
Are we allowed? Like, can it be leaked?
I think
there going to be a press release or something?
Wait, so next September is not going to be Sutton Bear? It's going to be a different thing?
It's Saint Step Timbers.
It's longer.
It's 2 words.
Do you?
I didn't expect this would be my check-in, but I'm very pleased that I don't have to get into anything.
I just wonder, do you know what a calendar is and what it does?
I do.
Okay, because you seem to be rerouting the purpose of it so that it's doing something else.
No, again, I think it's playing to like the fact that we think that people can take the leap. They've seen calendars and such is so universal. Yeah, they understand that merch is March. And as long as that one goes on that Wednesday or Thursday or whatever it is, I think.
Can you please say the name of next year's September again?
Mm-hmm.
Saint Step Timbers.
Is it plural? Because I like if it was Saint Septembers.
It is currently plural. This is we haven't sent this to press yet, but
what I love about it is that there's like immediately 4 different ways it makes no sense. It's hard to pull off.
It's really tickling me.
I'll give you another month from last year, and like that. What are your birthday months?
Mine's November. So is yours, Jamie.
Absolutely. Oh. I don't remember.
So is Eddie, and so is Jorge. We know all that from years of
course. And then, well, what's another month?
Why don't you
anything got tonight?
I should actually say merch. I forgot the merch from last year was not spelled merch. It was spelled MIRTSCH.
No, you just topped the last one in a variety of ways. It makes no sense.
So what is merch for 2022?
And this is the last one because I think too many spoilers, but mensch.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
And we're gonna play to a theme of people
who are nice.
That are nice.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say we're gonna play with a theme of Yiddish words like June is kerfuffle.
No.
July is gay cock affinyan.
Although I feel like the mensch thing plays into another month too, but I forget what it was.
Mm-hmm. August is Miskite.
I don't even know what that means, but I know it's a Yiddish classic.
Saint Septembers is Zeta.
See, it's already deep in you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what else? Sorry.
I think this is Jamie trying to reclaim time. Like, it is mine now. I'm changing it. It is.
It's audacious, but how audacious was Caesar?
Wow.
I bet he said that in the meeting where they were coming. Guys, look, I know it's audacious, but how audacious was Caesar? And then there's like 2 interns in the back who just look at each other like, what the fuck is he doing? Yes, Mr. Flam, I guess he was Caesar was audacious, He crossed the Rubicon.
A TikTok recently, and I know TikTok isn't like necessarily a great source
Mm-hmm.
So it might not be true, but it made my brain start melting that like October, that should be the 8th month. And December is that should be the 10th month.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know.
November should be the 9th month. October, 8, November, 9.
So something got messed up, and that January and February were originally not months, and somebody just added them in. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what but have you heard anything about this?
I've heard that same
What's
thing.
the deal with months?
I mostly have just heard that I need to quit my job and start my own business on TikTok. So
Yep.
Nope.
I keep hearing that too.
3 streams of income. Yep.
Jamie, you already did that.
What?
You quit your job and started a business.
Oh, that's
You're ahead of us.
Yeah.
So what else, Jamie? You're inventing new month names out the wazoo. What else is going on?
That's a good one for July.
July is now out the wazoo.
I mean, I have this list. I did get 2 consecutive god-awful haircuts. And the first one, it was right before I moved. And maybe I even talked about it.
This was not same day, correct?
Same day of the move?
No, like you didn't.
Oh, no. That's
twice.
Actually, both days required a second haircut.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one, I went to this place that I've been to around the corner from my old apartment. It was a week before I moved. And I showed him my phone. I've been to this place and had good haircuts, but I've never had this particular fellow. And he's like, here's what I want. And I showed him a picture of myself. And his response was like, oh, that's wrong. Like, and he's like, see how it kind of has like a mushroom? I don't even know what he was talking about with the word mushroom. But what any normal person would do, I think both of you would be like, maybe I don't trust this person who I just showed him what I want. And they told me this is wrong.
It's also funny to be like impossible. And it's a picture of you, like.
I was like, I like it. That's why I'm showing it to you. So, and it was, I've showed it to a couple of people. It's like, it was a normal haircut. I don't know where the mushroom, but he proceeded to like just give me the worst haircut I've had. And
describe it.
It was a rutabaga.
It was short front. I just got the rutabaga reference.
It takes a while.
Short front, long back, as it looks like you were trying to describe like pointy.
It looked like like a bike helmet.
Wow, that's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. It was like, I can't believe.
Not like a regular cap bike helmet, like one of those velodrome bike helmets.
Yes, it had some wind resistance. And I immediately went, my parents across the street, they're neighbors. They're the sweetest neighbors. And during the pandemic, the lady there cut all of our hair. And so I went over to her, and she said she does not know what this person was thinking. So she snipped it up, got it to at least a better place.
Did you show her the phone as well?
I don't remember if I showed her the phone. This was, what I wanted from the phone was not possible. I didn't have the hair to make that effect.
Just saying, the problem could have been the phone, not the barber. Like that there was some visual thing going on with the phone, and then you didn't show your phone to the second lady, and she was like, "Oh, I can fix your hair."
No, she did a fine job. But then 2 months later, my hair finally got to a point where I can get it cut. Hopefully back to where I like it. And this time I called ahead. It was a new barbershop in Silver Lake. And I was like, hey, just so you know, I kind of had a traumatic experience with the last one, my last haircut. And she's like, oh, I assure you, I got this perfect person. She's available at 3. Come on in. And I was like, amazing. So they're already kind of prepared to like, oh, we're going to make this so much better. I show her the picture. I guess the mushroom picture. So ultimately it does kind of land on me. Anyway, and she's like, I'm just going to take it slow cut just to make sure I'm not overdoing it. I was like, great. I felt it was in good hands. We had a good conversation.
Nothing better than a good slow cut.
And I get to the end of the haircut, and
how slow was it? How long did it take?
Oh, Sean. She started really slow. Like it was like a very short.
Was she just like putting the scissors kind of near your head, not?
Yeah, she was teasing it, teasing the hair, and then she put the comb through it very. Which is slowly.
Ironic because teasing hair is a thing.
Yeah,
I'm guessing you didn't get that done.
No, I was playing the game. Anyway, she turned me around, and I was like. Had to like bite my. I mean, adding to this,
a beat, really?
It was somehow. I mean, felt worse because I'd given her every amount of opportunity to not do that, and it was like 2 times in a row.
Well, what did this time look like?
Same.
Bike helmet.
It was, and so on this night, I
so maybe the picture you're showing people looks like a bike helmet on some level.
I want to show you guys. I'll see if I find it. It does not look like the picture I'm showing has longer hair.
That it looked like a beat, by the way.
There's no mistaking. I'm like, I like there to be length on the top for a little bit of a flip, and she did the opposite. She took it off and left it. So that night, adding to the.
So it was like shaggy at the bottom, and
she gave it depth on the top.
It's hard to explain.
From the bottom.
That night, I had my first date in forever, and so that added to the drama of it. I was like,
I would tell people.
I'm so glad we get to hear all about the haircut instead of the date. Like, there's nothing like a good haircut story. Tops a date story every time.
I should have added that because that was like I have a date.
It makes the stakes go up.
Yeah,
sure.
I told that in the wrong order, but there's my first date in years, or no, there's one other date. Second date in years.
No one's fact checking you.
No one's fact checking. But so now I have
a long shot podcast.
And so this time I had nothing to do. I went to Vanessa's, who's my new neighbor, and Vanessa.
You live next to Vanessa?
She lives right across the street.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
You guys have a little like community. How cute.
It's really cute. But she immediately saw it and she's like, "This."
Do you guys ever shout month names out the window at each other?
We should.
What about Murphle Durfle for March?
I'm actually writing that down. That's pretty good. Last August was August.
Get it down. This is a goddamn neighborhood. Stop yelling out fake month names. You're getting me and the wife all confused.
Do you have any pictures of the bad haircuts? I'm more interested in that.
No, I don't have pictures.
Because I can't even really picture.
Imagine I went in with like this hair and they cut all this short, so there's no length to it. But then they kept all this long, so it was like that was be it. It just didn't make sense.
That drives me fucking crazy. Last time I went to the barber, I said I want bangs, and they did this.
They look cute.
Jeff got his haircut recently for the first time in, over 2 years, and he came back like he looked like, how dogs get embarrassed when they have a bad haircut? That's what he looked like. And I was like, I think it looks good. And he's like, I hate it. And I was like, it's all textured. He's like, yeah, I didn't want it textured. I was like, oh. So he went in and shaved his head like he had been for the past 2 years. But so what's up with barbers? What's the deal with barbers and what's the deal with moms?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I did
always too short.
I hated going to the barber when I was younger because it just was such a disruption, like no matter what, I was like, oh, this looks different from how it did before. I want you to cut it very short, but keep it exactly the same. Can you do both of those things?
Yeah.
Just give me the mushroom, would you?
Oh boy.
So how was the date?
It was fine. Yeah, that's all I'll say. I have all these other little things, but maybe because it's all. I also have to leave at 7:05, so maybe I have a bit of revelation I'll share. And the last time we were talking about beat, and this kind of I don't know if you were there for that, Amber.
I wasn't, but I keep seeing high beat everywhere. And I'm like,
that's where it came from. It was the last time Jamie was here. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So I've kept that consistent for the last year, but since then,
can you just give Amber a quick refresher on what high beat means?
Over the pandemic, I started talking to myself, and it was kind of a benevolent voice in my head that was just kind of my inner parent that was always sweet to me. Jamie, be nice to yourself. Jamie, this is not a big deal. And I named it BEAT, BEAT. It was an acronym for doesn't matter.
I know, I have to know.
Bald Eagle and Troll.
Which was the name of your show?
Yeah, it was a world that Vanessa and I have been creating for forever. And so every day since I tried to write, and every day I'd start by saying hi beat. So it's kind of like waking up, the positive voice, and then it always says back, hi Jamie. And then at a certain point when I started writing this every day, I just started writing beaming, because I was like, I'd be just doing those two things. Hi beat, hi Jamie. Even right now, I'm like, I'm beaming. Okay, hi, hey buddy, how we doing? We're gonna
this was, by the way, this was also Vonnegut's process. I don't know if you know that. You would always start that way.
So you have journals after journals after journals, and all of them start hi beat, hi Jamie, beaming.
Yes,
that's cute.
It's and the last couple of months, I finally started journaling again.
7 when you see all his journals and then got Jamie beaming. Go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, I started realizing beaming in the last few months, beaming too. That there's I'm now beaming into the frequency of the universe.
Oh boy.
And which I love, and I've been trying to kind of use this to get me focused more, because usually that will be followed by, journaling or writing for 20 or 30 minutes when I can. And so it's like, okay, I'm now tapping into the frequency of the universe. Mm-hmm. I think of the Stephen King quote where he's like, writing, it's telepathy after all, or some way of saying it like that. It's like, what is writing after all? But telepathy, something like that. But the idea that we're just connecting to the bigger force, and
you're downloading from something,
not in my head, not talking to the lawyers.
Beaming it in the way they do on Star Trek when he goes, beam me up, Scotty. It's like beaming, beaming. He's beamed. There's a beam. Go ahead.
That's perfectly correct. And so I started thinking, the beat taps me into the frequency. Once ideally, once I'm in the frequency, I start to get the rhythm.
So when you write these things, you never get beyond the first 3 words, basically, is what you're saying.
If you looked at the last couple of months, you'd see if you look 5 months ago, it was every day I'd get past all of it. There are definitely full weeks in here where it's just hi beat, hi Jamie, beaming, hi Jamie. It's every day. But that one moment at least connects me and myself for that moment and gives me something to grasp. And the beaming is always legit.
You mean it. You wouldn't say beaming if you weren't beaming.
Yeah, every time, just by nature of at the very least, I've gotten to this notebook and I'm making the attempt, and that feels good in and of itself. So once I'm checking the frequency, now the idea is to hopefully get a rhythm. Then I'm in a rhythm of writing or whatever it is, trying to connect and create, or just be myself, be in the moment, which ideally gets me to now. So beat, frequency, rhythm, now, living in the moment. And so BFRN. And then
oh no. BFRN.
Yesterday I was like, oh, boyfriend. I was like, hey, boyfriend, let's make some stuff. But then today I was like, let's make it kind of gender neutral, and best friend. This is my best friend will take me into this thing. So I don't know. I just I started writing that everywhere. Best friend. All right. I have to tap in with my best friend if I want to actually get stuff done and focus. Then, and this happened today. So still, this whole thing is the last 2 days. So it's going to develop more. Then if you take the letters that aren't in BFRN, you get Where was it? Oh, wait.
This is all literally in Vonnegut's commencement address.
It is. Well, you would have EST, IED. And then
IED, I know what that is. IED is when they hide a bomb under the road and they blow it up as an armored vehicle is going by.
Oh yeah, the EST, IED, and it could be that. But then if you mix those words up, you have the tides. TID, yes, the tides of the universe. And then tides are the rise and fall of sea levels caused by the combined effects of the gravitational forces exerted by the moon and the sun and the rotation of the earth. I don't know exactly how that falls in, but it feels like to connect to all of that.
I mean, that fits in with rhythm and beat, I feel. I will say everything you're saying is lovely. I have to preface this with that. It's very lovely.
That's it.
But if you were just like 2 notches, or if the topic was slightly different, like if you were talking about 9/11, you would sound completely unhinged because you're like also rearranging letters and like
for sure.
I'm also just picturing Jamie going through all of this on his date after he got his hair cut. Girls, or I don't know who you were with, but whoever it is was sitting across from you just going, check please.
I gotta say, any time I've shared the beat thing with anyone, and it's only with people I know well, I'm not getting into it.
Listening to the podcast basically.
But so I think people have connected to it. Like I think everyone, not everyone, but trying to, we talked about for 10 years, it's like how we beat ourselves up, and I can be so hard on myself. So just knowing that there's a something inside of me that wants to steer me right and just tell me it's going to be okay.
And is it working? Like, do you feel comforted? I mean, I know you are when you're beaming, but is there any lasting effects to your anxiety? You said anxiety was an issue this fall, so
I think when I looked at September, which was the most stressful month for
I'm sorry, what month?
Stepping stone. Even
pardon me.
Stairs.
September.
Saint September's.
Well, that'll be 2022. I would say, like, oftentimes I'm now just asking it, like I'm like questions, or I'm checking in with like, today sucked, but this, and then it will start talking to me back and be like, actually, Jamie, if you look at today, you got up and you might feel like you didn't do anything today, but you actually did these things. And so it's there to try to help guide me and like, don't worry, you're still working towards being more focused and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, that is to say, I think overall it's been great.
What else?
I feel like I've already monopolized.
Dude, you haven't been here in 2 years, so we want to hear what's going on. Amber and I are both sick of the sound of each other's voice at this point.
I will say, I'm looking at this other note. Hi, Jeff.
He is.
He can't hear
you. Shaved head.
Oh.
Smudgy's here too, but he's too little. You can't see him. Smudgy. There he is. That's his head.
How's he been with the training? Has he been a good boy?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Don't deflect, Jamie. Keep going.
Okay, what else? I'm just other things. There's nothing better you should be doing. This is like what I gleaned just going through all the things. These are all the notes that B would tell me. Jamie, there's nothing better that you should be doing right now. Like, there's not a better time to make the things you want to make. Like, I think that's a constant refrain for me, is like, you should be doing. Now's not the time to make that thing you want to make. It's like always like, but I still got to get to this email, or that one's been difficult, but it's a good reminder. This was one a couple days ago. I was like looking around.
This is Beat telling you this?
Yeah, Beat, but Beat's me.
Or BRFN or BF.
Is it rhythm?
This is
B&O. Yeah.
This is BC BFRN. But there are these things that, like, I'm looking around my apartment and I'm like, I need I need some shelves here, and I need something with drawers. And it's saying in the words like, I need this thing with drawers, and it becomes this thing like, I'll be more content once I have that. I need
happiness is after the drawers.
Right. It's and then I said instead of I can't even read my handwriting, but instead of when, basically, instead of only when, only now. But just realizing it's okay for me to want a thing with drawers. It's okay for me to want. But it doesn't mean
that it's like a piece of you, and now you will be whole once you have it.
I've learned that a million times, but it is changing that language of like, okay, I shouldn't. That word "need," and the way I even think about it, it feels like, okay, that will complete me, and I'll be happy. And we know that's not.
Do you just have piles of stuff around your apartment?
I have this storage in my garage, and so I have a bunch of boxes still that I haven't unpacked because there's not a drawer to put it into.
Drawers,
yeah. Almost done. No, I think that's fine. I've shared enough.
We'll be the judge of that. Keep going.
I haven't talked to you guys. Like, you guys might be sick of each other. But
Sean's in a new place. I went on vacation. We have things to talk about.
Yeah, we got plenty.
Bring it on. Where'd you go?
Ventura, not far, but it was literally the first time I left town with Jeff this year.
Amazing.
And it was really nice. We needed it. It was really fun. We stayed in a hotel, which felt strange. I'm not going to lie to you.
Thank you for that.
Because, you could tell that there was various levels of actually taking a pandemic seriously and wearing a mask correctly and consistently. But once I kind of got past that, and I was proud of myself for not just going down a dark anxiety hole of that, we spent most of the time outside because it was a really warm, nice weekend at the beach. And we just got to be together and relax and be grown-ups. Smudgy went back to his school for 2 days and got a bath. And when we picked him up on Sunday, he was wearing a bandana, and we didn't recognize him. It was like the Clark Kent Superman thing. We're like, where's our dog? That isn't our dog. Our dog wasn't wearing a bandana. And
we don't have Rambo as a dog. Our dog is not Rambo.
But yeah, he looked so cute, and he's all clean. And we saw the beach from the balcony of our hotel room, and there was beach weddings. So that was really fun just to watch. There was one that was completely Disney themed.
Oh, I saw it. You posted about that.
And Jeff was like, when we like to pretend that we're like spies or detectives. And so we were like, we got to figure out about this wedding. And we were in the lobby coming back from something. And he was like, I have horrible news for you, but I cannot tell you until we are alone again in our room. I was like, okay. And he's like, the horrible news is, I believe this is a Disney wedding. And I was like, no. And he's like, I believe it is. And I thought that he was exaggerating, but a guy came dressed as Peter Pan. A woman came dressed as Wendy. Like, it was a Disney wedding on the beach. The bride walked down the aisle to kiss the girl from Little Mermaid. It was a Disney wedding. And that's fine. There's just a lot of ideas going on. You're already a beach wedding. It's already the public. There's I don't know. There's a lot.
I am also struck by the fact that you guys think that spies would be walking around spying on weddings on a regular basis. Comrade, we must go down and find out what's going on at this wedding.
Well, there was a moment where I was like, we need to get back. We need to spy on the wedding. But Jeff thought I said we have to stop this wedding. And I also think that's really funny that I just have to stop strangers' weddings for no reason.
Anyone here has anything to say to keep me from uniting this man and woman? Oh, it's the fucking spies again. Great. They keep showing up at the weddings I'm officiating.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. I needed it even more than I realized. Turns out it's been a tough couple years, huh? And,
no doubt.
And just, Smudgy's great, but it's also nice just to be the two of us and not talking about his poop wearing pajamas on the couch, like being a couple.
How often do you talk about his poop?
Way more often than you'd think.
Is it out of the
a lot? So if it's more than that, that's a lot.
Well, because we're excited about it. I would not imagine that in my lifetime I would be talking about poop so excitedly. But there's times that I'm in bed and Jeff took him out. I'm like, did he poop? And Jeff's like, he did. Like, yes. Well, that means I could maybe sleep through the night.
Yeah.
He's cute. Oh, that was the other thing. So on the drive to his school, he was really tense. And in fact, he was kind of getting loud and it was becoming dangerous to drive. So Jeff was driving. So we pulled over and I went in the back just to be near him to see if I could be like a human thunder shirt and calm him down. And I could feel every muscle in his whole body was tense. And I was preparing myself for him to have a full-on meltdown when he got to the school. So I was like, this isn't going to be a great start to our magical weekend. And we get to the school, and Allie is the woman who works in the office, and she developed a really close friendship with Smudgy. She would be the one who would text us pictures and stuff. And she came out, and he was like, hey, girl, and walked in the back with her, I thought there'd be a tearful goodbye or it would be this dramatic scene, but he was just like, hey, missed you. He was, if anything, it was insulting how much he was just see you later, guys. Don't care. I'm at school. Love it. Bye. But that was nice.
He needed a break from you talking about poop in front of him.
I know. I'm playing with him right now. That's why I keep looking down.
I want to see.
Okay, let's see what I can do.
Oh my God.
Fudge. That's my Smudgy.
Hey, Fudge.
He's so little. He's too little. Remember when he was on the podcast and he went,
mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's why checking in. I feel like I did a lot in a short amount of time because no one had interjections. I didn't let them, I guess.
Wait, I do. Okay, so it was the Little Mermaid was the bride.
She was wearing a wedding dress. I didn't get a close look at her in person, but I would wager that her wedding dress was at least slightly inspired by Ariel's at the end during the wedding scene. But that's
are there any other Disney movies that end in weddings? I mean, is that
every single one?
Because I was going to say maybe it had to be Ariel by default. Couldn't have been anybody else because I don't know any others that have weddings in them.
Right.
It's certainly the most beach related.
That's fair.
That's definitely something that you should have considered in your detective work.
Yes.
Spy work.
Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. I didn't care. Jeff was beside himself. It's a public beach. It's outside a hotel, but it's a public beach. So you could tell it was a very expensive wedding. They had 6 photographers. It was an expensive ass wedding. And then 4 feet away from the ceremony are like 13-year-old boys wrestling in bathing suits. And it's just like, Jeff was like, I would still be mad. Like, I would not have come down from how mad I would have been if I spent that much money.
Yeah, that's kind of wild because there's not really anything you can do about it. Like, it's not like you can go, hey, guys, look, I know this is a public beach, but you got to go put some clothes on or stop wrestling, one or the other, you know? But can't really do that, you know? Yeah. You guys still there? What's happening?
Oh, that's what's going on. He has my mouse.
Oh.
I was like, why are all these things being copied into clipboards on my screen? And it's him. I'll be back. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Well, I'll go next. I'll give you my little checking in here, and it is that I am up in Idaho as I was about a year ago when we first brought this podcast back, and I came up here on Saturday. I drove up. Jeff is just shaking his head. I drove up here on Saturday, and Jamie, have you ever been pulled over by the police?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Speeding. Mostly speeding, happened? Once for drugs. What happened? They, ask for your driver's license and registration and such, and write you a ticket. Or
so you got a ticket for speeding?
Yes.
Did you get a ticket for drugs?
I did get a ticket for the drugs.
Yeah. No, but I'm asking because I got pulled over for speeding on my way up here. And,
you get pulled over every time you get in the car.
Well, this is the thing. This is the 4th time in the last year that I have been pulled over for speeding. So I feel like a ticket every time. I feel like maybe I should stop driving so fast. Mm-hmm. But the flip side is I have gotten 0 tickets in those 4 times that I got.
Wow. So keep speeding, baby.
So do I really need to stop speeding? I don't know that I do. You know,
what every time it's just a warning?
Well, one time I got a written warning, and all the other times it was just like, hey, drive a little slower, you know.
A written warning that's not a ticket.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other story that I told another time on the show, so I won't bore everybody with it again. But yeah, it's kind of wild to me that this has happened so many times, and that every time I've kind of skated on it, you know. I'm like, what is the message the universe is sending to me right now? Maybe it's giving me a warning, like universe sending me a warning from the police about speeding. UWP.
Yes.
Take out the S's.
Do you feel more connected to yourself right now?
No, I don't. But I do think the cop got really pissed when I rolled down the window and went, "Hi, Beat." Beaming.
I mean, the cops are on the beat.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Also, they
really are an oracle. They also beat people, which is not cool.
Oh, that's true too.
They beat the police. Well, I know Jamie has to leave, and I feel like I want to, like, because the 3 of us are together, I feel like we should make the whole episode be the 3 of us.
Yeah, I like that.
Maybe we can do parting shots now, even though we haven't taken a break, because usually we have all our sponsors during the break. So we'll have to do an unsponsored.
You're going to be so mad.
By the way, how funny is it? Might not be funny at all. It's 0. It's not funny. It's 0 funny. But I'm very aware of the fact, you know, there's all this stuff about Steve Bannon right now that he has defied his congressional subpoena, and the Congress voted today to hold him in contempt and send charges to the Department of Justice. So we'll see if they haul him in, whatever. But everybody refers to him. You know what Steve Bannon's big credit is at this point? What everybody talks about him as? That he is a podcaster. Like, that's what they talk about him on the news. Like, this guy is a podcaster. So why are, you know, like, and then I also saw that my 2 favorite CNN anchors, Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon, who are the 2 who talk about how much they love each other for 15 minutes every night.
Sweet.
In between their shows. Like, I love you, my brother. My brother, you are my brother. I love you, my brother. Here you go, my brother, my brother. I love you. They have now decided to turn that into a podcast. So they're going to have a podcast where they
just saying that they love each other.
Holy shit. And what I know about both of those things is both of them are cash grab. And it's funny to me that to people podcasting
for money. Yeah, that is really funny.
But anyway, it's time for a segment on our show that we like to call Parting Shots. So why don't we start tonight with Amber?
Sure. I am actually getting a haircut on Saturday, and I am nervous about it because I do it so infrequently now. It feels like I've never really liked getting my hair cut. It feels like a lot of pressure and a lot of forced small talk. And if you're with the right person, it's great. Mm-hmm. But if not, it's like, and I think it goes back to, we may have talked about this, but may not, but like, I think I have like a hearing thing. So if I'm in a place where there's at all ambient sound, it's hard for me to understand what the person's saying, and like add in a mask. And I'm like, I don't like, am I laughing at this joke? Am I sad about this story? Like, I don't know.
I said my mother died of COVID. Why is that so funny?
Me too. But also there's a lot of pressure of like, what should I get? Like I could just get a trim, but I'm also going to be spending so much money. Like maybe let's do it up, but then what does that look like? I don't know. So we'll see. I'll report back next week.
So what are we thinking, sweetheart? Bell pepper, the carrot, maybe a parsnip.
Definitely not an eggplant.
Ooh, thank goodness not that, because look at this idiot I keep on the wall.
Hey.
Oh my God, it's speaking. All right, I'll go next. My parting shot is that I just came from a girls' high school volleyball game.
Hello.
Oh, wow. Tell us everything.
It was crazy. They were teasing No, I went to see my friend's daughter play. She's a senior, and they're in the state playoffs or something here in Idaho.
Nationals?
No, just the local state playoffs.
But if they win, they might make it to nationals.
The citywide states. And whatever. I don't think I'd ever been to a girls' high school volleyball game. And I think that we could all use a little girls' high school volleyball energy in our lives. Because after every play, both teams, everybody high fives each other. Everybody pats each other on the back. They huddle up. They all put their arms around each other, and then they break. And it's just like this constant stream of like, you're the best. You're the best. We're the best. You're the best. And I said to my friend, I was like, their hands must be sore after the game, because every single play, they're all just like pounding each other's hands and cheering each other on and encouraging each other. So if you see anybody that feels like they need a little encouragement, I encourage you to beam into the spirit of girls' high school volleyball.
Yes.
Give them what
yes.
Hi, B.
Have you guys ever watched the show What We Do in the Shadows?
I have. Not a ton, but I have watched.
There's 3 seasons. I think it gets better and better every season, but there's a moment, I think, in the second season, and I won't say anything, but it's the episode that you would say, oh, that's the high school girls volleyball episode, where it really kind of goes on a different, and I was like, oh, this is the best show ever.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Jackie Daytona episode.
It is the Jackie Daytona episode.
Yeah.
So good, right?
Yeah, it's great. Highly recommended. All right, Jamie, parting shots.
My parting shot, I'm going back to my notes here, but as I was reading through my journaling,
is this going to be another like scuba or like a bunch of letters that spell something out?
It's not like scuba exactly, but it is about going deep. There was another one. I forgot. I'm not even looking for it, but there was another. I don't think it pays off, but I forgot what it was. But I'll kind of flip through and see if it. Oh, here it is. Creating a ceremony about specific attention. And a ceremony about specific attention. And it doesn't really like connect anything, but it's a casa. I don't know. It's a house. I didn't fully connect it.
Well, I don't understand what you're saying right now. Can you just elaborate on what you're even talking about?
Kind of in a similar way, but like when I need to focus. This was on the chopping board.
Chopping board?
Chopping block. It didn't make it as far as best friend. But yeah, this to have a ceremony about specific attention would be a casa. But that's not what I was going to share. I was journaling a few days ago and I was like, I feel particularly like delighted right now. And I was like, and then Beat comes in and starts talking to me. And that's because I was trying to figure out, why do I feel in this positive state? And I was just like, is it possible that it's merely the fact that you're 5 minutes removed from a screen for the first time in God knows how long? Like this, like the fact that I didn't didn't have my phone in front of me, I was like, is it simply that alone I feel is a common denominator of like when I'm able to tap into deeper places? And it's like, because
did
my addiction is
confirm or
I am but a figment of your imagination, Jamie. I'm really just a part of your consciousness. So I have no medical knowledge and can neither confirm nor deny whatever your insane theories are right now.
I mean, it really does connect to 9/11 in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
And WMDs, certainly. Anyway, that was all. Just I more than ever. You were
just playing the game there, right? That was just playing the game.
It occurred to me about 10 minutes ago. I was like, I should have played the game, and then I was like, oh, I'll try it out here, and now I'm exposed. But that's fine. But there's all to say. Yeah, my phone more than ever. I'm constantly in front of me, and the TV. It's just like, yeah, I need to disconnect more often.
Right. All right. Well, I do want to say one more thing before we go, which is that I need to apologize to people for something I said last week on the show. Because I don't know, Jamie, if you are aware of this, but we have become mostly a true crime and rom-com podcast.
I didn't know that. I love that.
Yeah. And last week, I was searching for, we talked extensively about the movie 27 Dresses, which I know is one of your favorite movies, Jamie. And I was trying to come up with a rom-com that we would address this week. And the first thing that popped into my head was, I said,
The Tuxedo.
The Tuxedo with Sandra Bullock and Jackie Chan. And I knew when I said it that The Tuxedo is not a rom-com. It's more of like an action comedy than anything else. What I did not realize...
It's an act-com.
I call it a com-act or a CA or...
There it is.
Hey, babe.
Not a rom-com, nor kakakak. But what I didn't realize until later was that, and this is what I'm apologizing for, Sandra Bullock, if I misled anyone, she is not in that movie. It's actually Jennifer Love Hewitt and Jackie Chan in The Tuxedo.
Wow.
So all of you fans of late 2000s, early 2010s actcoms, I apologize for that.
Have we been getting letters of the yin yang?
Jennifer Love Hewitt was...
No, they're going to come in July, actually. Folks, this has been The Long Shot with Jamie Flam and
Smudgy.
Next time.
Smudgy is heaven.
being really good right now.
You're so good and so calm.
Oh.
Well, I could not hold you for 1 second more. My shoulders are tired, my elbows are sore. And if you stop to remember just one thing about me, you know that I'm not all that strong. No matter my strength, my model or make, you should know I've been waiting too long, way too long. You told me my torso belonged in a cage. You said I was way too damn big for my age, and I couldn't believe it when you said you'd leave it to me to decide your last name. 'Cause regardless of girth, my alleged date of birth is still relatively the same. And I will remember you assuming I can, if I have enough storage, if I have enough RAM. And if this is broadcast back to the factory, then they're gonna tear me apart. But as long as you know I've got nowhere to go, well, I guess that I'll never be far.